Good morning, everybody. First off, before we get started, I apologize for all the construction. Not much I can do about that. I moved in last July. It's still happening this July. So, the wonders of living downtown in the city. But today is, I didn't write the date, so let me check. July 15th. The date is July 15th. And for your high five, we're looking at some unique topics, going a little bit off of, big contracts or anything like that. But first one, Rondo out 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured right thumb. Now, why do we care? Why does this matter? Well, first off, Rondo is a starter for the Lakers, but also he's not a blue chip player, so he's not a LeBron, he's not an Anthony Davis. But to this team, he's an incredible red chip player. So he is another veteran that has already won a championship with another franchise, and he wants to continue to elevate his game and bring other players like Kuzma up. He wants to make sure that these guys have a way and a blueprint so that they can see, all right, this is how the job needs to get done. And with him only being able to do that from now, essentially a coaching scale, because we're 2 weeks away from potentially, if everything is still on plan, from the NBA starting again, that at that point in time, once it does start, then we're going to have to wait still another month for him to be able to join back in on the action. I don't know if this means that he'll relegate himself to just coaching, but this is our first big injury in the bubble. He's staying in the bubble, and that's all right. We're happy to see that. Oh, also, what I love about the bubble, snitching is at an all-time maximum. I mean, snitch levels are just off the charts. Whether it's somebody baiting another player to go get food and they getting having to get quarantined for 8 days or not, it is hilarious. Shout out to PJ Tucker for expanding the Jordan 1 collection. He got an 85 and an 84 original pair of Jordan 1s. Those are not only extremely difficult to come by, but in good condition is almost impossible. But if there's one NBA player to do it, you know damn well it's going to be PJ Tucker. Number 2, the Dodgers want to take your money, but the way they want to do it is not by actually having you be a part of the stadium. They don't want you to be in the stadium. They want you to be a part of the stadium. They want you to be a part of this ticket. I'm just going to call it a scheme, because it's a total scheme, to where they are going to make a bunch of cardboard cutouts, put them all over the stadium, and then what you're going to do, because you're just this big of a simp for the Dodgers, that you're going to pay them money, send them your picture, and they're going to have interns print it off and poorly glue them onto these cardboard cutouts. If you pay for this, just don't. Just don't. I don't even care if you're a Dodgers fan. I am a Red Sox fan. I've bought tickets. I've bought merchandise. I've done the whole 9 yards. I will never pay for this. I would never pay for this. The most that you can have happen is that a foul ball or a home run hits your cutout, which doesn't happen in real life. You don't catch those balls in real life. So why would you let your cardboard cutout do it? Don't waste your money. I don't know. Go do something productive with it. I was going to give an example of something productive, but I clearly don't have it. Along with the Dodgers, former Dodgers and former Reds player, Yasiel Puig, is now signed with the Atlanta Braves. He's going to join Ronald Acuna. He's going to join Freddie Freeman. He's going to join Cole Hamels in the fight to make Atlanta relevant again when it comes to baseball. So Atlanta's always been king at knocking on the door but never getting in. So we'll see if they have if adding this piece, which, if you want to talk about a ride or die person, Yasiel Puig fought the entire Pittsburgh Pirates team single-handedly and won. So if you want to talk about somebody that's loyal, somebody that's ride or die, somebody that's going to be fighting literally for his teammates, I couldn't think of a better person that also smashes dingers than Yasiel Puig. So kudos to the Braves, and the Giants missed out on him. Wasn't going to be a great fit. Already had a little bit too much beef with not only the Dodgers, but the Reds as well, being your NL rivals. Number 4, this is a really unique one because this is something that I don't know how it's gone under the radar, but everybody needs to know about it. So, University of Texas, you have their stadium's Darrell K. Royal Stadium, and their field has a different name. Their field is Joe Jamil Field, and if I'm butchering the back end of that, that's on me. But Joe Jamil Field, they're renaming it. So after, believe it or not, boosters had supported this. It usually takes a long time to get boosters on board because when tens of millions of dollars are moving, especially at a place like Texas where they have their own television network for all their sports to be televised at, the money moves a little bit slower than other places where you may be able to just call up a booster and ask for some cash. But that does not happen here. And now, Joe Jamil Field is being renamed. It's being renamed after Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell. 2 incredible, and actually 2 Heisman Trophy winners. The last 2 Heisman Trophy winners from Texas. Earl Campbell in 1977, Ricky Williams in 1998. Isn't a huge step. They did a Zoom call yesterday about it with Earl and Ricky and some of the players, some former players, some boosters, some people higher up at UT, and they were able to talk about how impactful that they could make this change on the university and to make it feel more inclusive and more welcoming to the African American community. I love it. I've been following Texas and just college football in general since the Vince Young era, and that's when you learn a little bit about Ricky Williams, and then you do some digging, and you actually figure out how monstrous and how big of a beast Earl Campbell was. So I couldn't think of 2 more deserving dudes. Maybe things would have been different if Vince Young hadn't been robbed of his Heisman, but it's a whole different story here nor there. Myles Garrett signs. So to end number 5 on the high 5 for today, we're ending with Myles Garrett getting a 5-year, $125 million extension. The man is a monster. He's only 24. People forget that. Usually when you think of defensive linemen, you think of these like old, grizzly old men like Brian Urlacher. No, not anymore. Myles Garrett's going to be with the Browns until he's almost 30, except the last year does have an option at the end of it, but $125 million. They're working out which parts of it are guaranteed, how each year is going to be paying out, so that the Browns don't come closer to a salary cap. And for our fans, you can clearly see that I'm a Browns fan because I'm still bad at this as well. Got the Browns up here, or the Browns in my first episode. So yes, I am a glutton for punishment, but I am happy to see one of the top 5 defensive ends and defensive linemen in the entire NFL get a well-deserved contract. So not only should the AFC North be scared of 10 sacks in 10 games, but they should also be scared of a few more entanglements, if you will. Mm-hmm. For those of you that listen to the podcast and that follow us on YouTube, we have stickers as well. So if you'd like one, feel free. I mean, they're free. So feel free to DM, comment, anything like that. We'll make sure to get one out to you. This has gone through the washer more than a handful of times. They last a very long time. Also, shout out 3 Chi, sponsored pod, Delta 8. But I appreciate everybody for liking, subscribing, watching. We've seen viewership tick up slowly. Please provide feedback. I want to know how I can make this better. Besides actually learning editing, I'm learning editing. I'm also just terrible at this mirror bullshit. So when it comes down to it, let me know what you want, and we can provide this for you. So not, we want to be able to provide something for you that you'll actually enjoy watching, and we can make sure that we can do that for you. So again, everything is on DH_podcast, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Instagram. You can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, who just signed a massive contract with SiriusXM, who we are also on, but we'll just be folded into the pack. Breaker, you name it, we're there. Today's Wednesday. We have an episode coming out as well very soon, so that's great to see. We're recording today. We're gonna edit it Thursday, release it Friday, so they net from the next high 5 on the 17th. We'll be talking a little bit more about that. But Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you on Friday.